Welcome back.
Thanks. I think I would like the carbonara.
Okay.
Uma transmissão ao vivo do Twitch agora é a última pista do assassinato quádruplo, não resolvido, de 4 alunos da Universidade de Idaho.
And then what was the next?
Don't forget to remove the spoon.
The
Carbonara.
carbonara Mac of the week.
Here, I'll grab it for you.
Excellent. And then click see rewards.
O vídeo oficial, que foi gravado nas primeiras horas da manhã de 13 de novembro, pode ajudar os investigadores a criar uma linha do tempo, levando-os ao esfaqueador dos jovens.
Joy.
And it looks like you not quite have enough points yet.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay.
then you
$10
should-
for it.
Perfect.
O vídeo mostra duas alunas fazendo pedidos em um food truck no centro de Moscow, Idaho, entre 1h30 e 4h30 da manhã de domingo. Horas depois, a dupla e mais dois seriam encontrados mortos a facadas em uma casa fora do campus. Enquanto os investigadores ainda não confirmaram a identidade das duas alunas no vídeo da Twitch, eles lançaram alguns detalhes sobre os assassinatos quádruplos. A polícia diz que uma chamada 911 chegou pouco antes do meio-dia de domingo, 13 de novembro, para uma pessoa inconsciente em uma casa fora do campus. Dentro, 4 estudantes foram encontrados esfaqueados até a morte, sem sinais de entrada forçada. As vítimas foram identificadas como Kylie Gonzalez, de 21 anos, Madison Morgan, de 21 anos, Zana Carnadel, de 20 anos, e Ethan Chapin, de 20 anos. Todos eram membros de irmandades ou fraternidades. Investigadores dizem que mais 2 colegas de quarto estavam na casa, na hora dos assassinatos, mas não ficaram feridos. O chefe de polícia de Moscow, James Fry, diz que até aqui não está claro porque os outros 2 colegas de quarto esperaram até as 11h58 do domingo para ligar para o 911. Na noite anterior, investigadores dizem que os 4 estudantes foram para diferentes eventos perto da universidade, como Ethan e Zana, que foram para uma festa no campus. Riley e Madison foram para um bar. Investigadores dizem que o grupo chegou em casa por volta de 1h45 da manhã de domingo. Até esse momento aqui, nenhum suspeito havia sido identificado ainda, e a arma do crime ainda não foi recuperada. A polícia de Idaho divulga as primeiras informações sobre o caso. Acompanhe.
This incident has shaken our community, has continued to shake our community, and we continue to mourn for the victims.
Of November 12th, Kaylee Gonsalves and Madison Morgan were at a local bar and were later at a food truck in downtown Moscow. They arrived home at approximately 1:45 a.m. on the morning of November 13th. Ethan Chapin and Xana Kernodle were at the Sigma Chi house before also arriving home at approximately 1:45 a.m. 2 surviving roommates were also out in the community, and they returned home at approximately 1 a.m. and did not wake up until later that morning.
Começam várias linhas de investigação.
You know, I've heard a lot of people throw around the term intimate and personal, and listen, sharp force injuries are intimate and personal. That doesn't necessarily mean that there's a sexual connotation with it. It's just that when someone is killed, it's not like firing a weapon at someone at a great distance. You're in their space at that moment in time, not just once, not twice, not 3 times, but 4 times.
Fizemos uma análise aprofundada da cena do crime, onde os 4 estudantes da Universidade de Idaho foram encontrados mortos, para que a planta da casa nos conte sobre o que aconteceu. A reconstrução da cena do crime será fundamental aqui.
All want to understand why this happened and what drove someone to do this. The families of those involved and our entire community deserve to know.
Acompanhe a entrevista sobre a planta da casa.
Joined by Johnny Law, a 25-year retired veteran crime scene reconstructionist and sheriff sergeant who actually served as a SWAT team sniper and also in the United States Marine Corps for 2 tours. He actually kind of crude sketch. It pretty much matches up to the property that could be found on a website like Zillow, right?
Yeah, correct. When I received it, you know, the overalls for the outside and the inside and the layout really matched. I took it to Zillow, started comparing stairwells where those were located, and the actual bedroom layouts and the windows where those were laid out, and it matched right on.
Yeah, so if you look at this image, right, it shows different views of the house, the top view, the front view, the rear view, and then it shows 3 floors. So briefly, if you can briefly summarize, what should we know about this house when we're looking about it? Let's start there. What should we know about the house?
Well, it was originally probably a one-story that they built into a two-story house, and right above the two bedrooms on the bottom, directly above that, there's one bedroom directly above another, and then above another bedroom is just the living room area. So there's pretty much dead space from there all the way to the third floor.
A possibility is the killer comes in through the door and you would go strike the first two victims on the ground floor, but to have the victims on the third and the second floor, what do you make of that?
Well, we don't know where they entered. We don't know if they entered through the front door or the second story slider that goes into the kitchen. There, just from law enforcement reports and video, they're spending a lot of time at the sliding glass door. Looks like they're throwing some fingerprint dust on there, maybe some other chemicals on there to see if they can find any kind of evidence of blood or fingerprints. Been a lot of scuttlebutt about that ladder. Who knows where if it was used, if it was been there, if as investigators brought it, we don't know. But they've been spending a lot of time on that back slat.
A possível arma do crime. A capa de uma faca modelo cavar foi encontrada na cama ao lado do corpo de Madison Morgan. Entenda um pouco sobre a arma do crime com um ex-detetive da Homicídios.
And the type of knife that they're talking about is the United States Marine Corps K-bar. So when I saw this, my thought is this person prior military? Well, it tells me it's anecdotal information that the father, certainly with the best intentions in the world, is wanting to provide to law enforcement. The problem is that the detectives have the responsibility of taking every lead and letting that evidence lead them where they need to be. So it may be the case that she may have made an offhand comment to her father that, there's some guy following me around. We don't even know if the word stalker was used. But in the context of the overall case, I can understand why the father would want to bring that out and express that to law enforcement. But of course, as you just said, they've not been able to sort that out to a certain.
Esta é uma cidade pequena. As pessoas literalmente ficaram em pânico. As pessoas pararam de sair à noite. As pessoas literalmente faziam vigílias dia e noite. Eles acham que o assassino está aqui entre eles, e eles colocaram fechaduras duplas em suas portas. A morte dos 4 jovens tomou uma proporção de pânico coletivo em Idaho. Os investigadores do caso eram diariamente confrontados pela população e por centenas de repórteres.
Sir, why not tell the public who the target was? You've said that this was a targeted attack. Why not tell the public who was targeted? If it was multiple people, it would go a long ways to telling the public what you're looking for and who you're looking for, the type of person you're looking for. Why not do that to alleviate some of the fears out there in the community?
Well, first and foremost, we have the integrity of the investigation to preserve. And we feel like that information is integral to us and how we conduct our investigation. Releasing that to the public may or may not flood us with a lot of information that's not relevant or specific to what we're looking at.
Em meio a todas as especulações da imprensa, os investigadores se mantiveram firmes nas buscas de mais evidências. A polícia literalmente tira caixas e mais caixas de evidências. As buscas por pistas se tornam incansáveis. E eles precisam dar as respostas que a imprensa e principalmente a comunidade aguardam com ansiedade. Surgem novas pistas. Uma nova pista surge no caso do assassinato dos jovens universitários. Um veículo branco suspeito é capturado pela câmera. Investigadores de Idaho anunciaram que eles estavam procurando por um Hyundai Elantra branco entre os anos de 2011 e 2013. Eles dizem que o veículo foi visto perto da cena do crime na manhã dos assassinatos e que as pessoas lá dentro poderiam ter informações cruciais sobre o crime. Agora as autoridades dizem que podem ter um vídeo do veículo, gravado em um posto de gasolina próximo. Depois de revisar as fitas de segurança, um gerente de posto de gasolina notou um veículo combinando com a descrição do Hyundai. Ele tirou um screenshot do carro e enviou por e-mail para a polícia. A filmagem mostra o veículo branco em excesso de velocidade no posto de gasolina. Por volta das 3h45 da manhã do dia 13 de novembro, investigadores dizem que todas as 4 vítimas chegaram em casa por volta de 1h45 daquela manhã. A polícia foi chamada ao local cerca de 10 horas depois para encontrar as vítimas esfaqueadas até a morte. Os investigadores de Idaho dizem ter recuperado cerca de 8 horas de vídeo de segurança daquele posto de gasolina próximo para ajudar na investigação. Depois de uma grande busca investigativa, os policiais de Idaho finalmente chegaram ao que parece ser a apreensão do suspeito. Bryan Kohberguer, 28 anos, foi preso na Pensilvânia, acusado de assassinar friamente os 4 jovens universitários de Idaho. Bryan Kohberguer, de 28 anos, havia rondado a residência dos jovens 12 vezes antes do dia dos homicídios. Ele era candidato a PhD no estado de Washington, na Universidade de Justiça Criminal e Criminologia. Seu campus em Pullman, Washington, fica a cerca de 15 minutos de Moscow, Idaho. A polícia conseguiu descobrir que Bryan havia mandado uma série de mensagens para Kylie Gonzalez através do seu direct do Instagram. Especialistas disseram que no momento dos assassinatos, ele estava em estado elevado de excitação. É impulsionado pelo ódio e não pela raiva. O especialista disse, é uma mente muito sombria. Não é altamente impulsivo, não é imprudente, é simplesmente, eu odeio essa pessoa e ela tem que morrer. A capa da faca Kabar foi deixada ao lado do corpo de Madison, sugerindo que o tumulto começou em seu quarto, antes que o assassino provavelmente descesse para o segundo andar e atacasse Ethan e sua namorada Jana Kernadel. Ethan não morava na casa King Road, foi apenas visitar a sua namorada. Um especialista em comportamento da polícia de Idaho descreve a motivação de Bryan. Apesar dele negar que seja o assassino de Idaho, ele os odiava, ele precisava deles mortos. Eles fizeram alguma coisa com ele? Não. As vítimas eram como objetos para o assassino. O detetive ainda disse que ele mandava mensagens diárias do tipo, ei, como você está? Mas ela nunca o respondia. Ele concluiu dizendo que a menor rejeição percebida pode desencadear um psicopata, cujas vítimas tendem a ser pessoas estranhas. Ele ainda disse que infratores desse tipo se tornam colecionadores de vítimas. Bryan Kohberguer é preso e levado ao tribunal. Bryan Kohberguer é levado ao tribunal e será ouvido pela primeira vez.
All right.
Please be seated. We are on the record in the 2nd Judicial District, Latah County. This is the Magistrates Division of District Court. This is State of Idaho versus Bryan C. Kohberguer, cause number CR 29222805. Mr. Kohberguer is present in court. He is in custody. He is appearing with his attorney, Ms. Taylor, Mr. Thompson, Ms. Jennings, on behalf of the state. This is the time set in the matter for initial appearance.
A juíza começa a ler os direitos de Bryan.
In this case, I am going to go over the criminal complaint with you, and then we're going to discuss setting the matter for further hearing. The following rights. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to the presumption of innocence. That means the state bears the burden to prove that you are guilty of this offense beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to a preliminary hearing. A preliminary hearing is a probable cause hearing. At that hearing, the state must establish that more likely than not, these felony offenses were committed and you were the one that committed the felony offenses. You have a right to have that hearing within 14 days if you remain in custody. You also have the right to appeal any conviction in your case. Do you understand these rights?
Yes.
I am now going to go.
A juíza agora vai analisar a denúncia criminal contra Bryan.
Count 2 alleges that you committed the felony offense of murder in the first degree. It alleges that the defendant, Bryan C. Kohberguer, on or about November 13th, 2022, in Latah County, state of Idaho, did willfully, unlawfully, deliberately, with premeditation, and with malice aforethought, kill and murder Madison.
Nessa parte, a juíza começa a falar o nome de todas as vítimas e todos os crimes que Bryan cometeu.
18-4001, 4002, 4003, and 4004. The maximum penalty.
Aqui ela começa a explicar se ele for considerado culpado, ele pode pegar prisão perpétua ou ser condenado à morte.
Do you understand?
Yes.
Willfully, unlawfully, deliberately, with premeditation, and with malice aforethought, kill and murder Kaylee Gonsalves, a human being, by stabbing Kaylee Gonsalves, from which she died. November 13th of 2022 in Latah County, Idaho, did willfully, unlawfully, deliberately, with premeditation, and with malice aforethought, kill and murder Xana Kernodle, a human being, by stabbing Xana Kernodle, from which she died. November 13th of 2022 in Latah County, state of Idaho, did willfully, unlawfully, deliberately, with premeditation, and with malice aforethought, kill and murder Ethan Chapin, a human being, by stabbing Ethan Chapin, from which he died.
I have court-appointed counsel.
Court has reviewed your application for attorney at public expense. I do find that you are indigent and do qualify for court-appointed counsel. I will appoint Ms. Taylor to represent you in this case. Kohberger, you will be remanded in custody and remain in custody on the no bail pending further proceedings in this matter.
19 de agosto de 2023, o julgamento de Bryan Kohberguer é remarcado.
I guess we'll start with the state on the motion to reconsider the order setting time for speaking.
It seems to be, well, he didn't waive his constitutional right to a speedy trial. And the state didn't argue his constitutional right to a speedy trial or bring that up because we don't think that there's enough there at this point. That's not to say that if the court were to apply that analysis, it would necessarily come to one conclusion or another, but that was the area of concern for the state, was the statutory speedy trial. And the statutory speedy trial issue is under Idaho Code 1935-01, which provides that a defendant whose trial has not been postponed upon his own application, that their case can be dismissed if they are brought to trial within 6 months. Well, what we had in this case is the defendant filed his initial motion to stay, basically saying, I intend to try to get this indictment dismissed. That was
I'm not going to kind of piecemeal it along the way.
Thank you, Your Honor.
There are differences between those. I think that is probably how those are tracked, the random nature of those are tracked. But I don't know. There's not a mechanism where I am going to have that unless we have an evidentiary hearing. So pursuant to the statute, that raises a question. Your Honor, further in the statute, the number of jurors was required and ordered by the court to be 45. All of the things that don't fit into the statute, the juror bias, the judge's impact on freezing jurors for staying that had other issues that were pressing them, those are examples of why it matters. We're not saying that there's a statutory... Hey, Judge. All right.
O julgamento final de Bryan Kohberguer será no dia 2 de outubro de 2023.
I think that Mr. Thompson's right. We don't have to tell the prosecutor.
Well, figure out, I think this is what was discussed when we decided October 2nd, is that the trial would be 4 weeks and then the sentencing would be 2 weeks, 8 weeks.
Foi uma cena emocionante. A cerimônia da Universidade de Idaho, quando a escola homenageou os 4 alunos que foram assassinados em sua casa.
It is my honor to welcome you to the University of Idaho's 2023 Spring Commencement.
Ver a Universidade de Idaho se despedindo dos graduados com grande esperança, depois de um ano traumático.
Tragedy that could shatter any community, but did not.
O início da primavera honrando as vidas daqueles 4 alunos abreviados sem sentido, concedendo diplomas póstumos a Kylie Gonçalves e Madison Morgan. Ambas se formariam este ano, juntamente com os certificados de calouros de Ethan Chapin e Xana Kernodle.
They worked hard. They studied hard. They deserve to have that work recognized and honored and remembered, for sure.
A casa compartilhada onde os alunos viviam, transformada em cena de crime durante um mês, agora é planejada para ser demolida. Eu queria agradecer demais você que ficou até aqui. Eu gostaria de pedir do fundo do meu coração que você siga o nosso canal, isso está ajudando demais a gente. Deixe seu like e obrigado por assistir esse vídeo. Até mais. Fui!